Browns radio analyst Nathan Zegura on the narrative that Shedeur Sanders is being set up to fail by the Browns.
A crazy narrative. It would be one thing if the people understood the situation that, as Dan Orlovsky pointed out, you've got Joe Flacco, you've got two injured quarterbacks in Kenny Pickett and in Dillon Gabriel, and it's not like he's going out there. It would be one thing if this was a real game and all you said, okay, he's got no reps with the ones, and then you're going to throw him into a real game and have him sink or swim. This is the preseason. It's the first game of the preseason. He's going to be out there with the twos. He's gotten reps with the twos. So he is going to be out there with people that he has gotten practice reps with, that he's been very comfortable. He took the 2 reps in 11-on-11s in the joint practice against Carolina, and he's going to be with the twos out there. Now, Carolina's going to play their starters for a series, maybe 2. So that'll be great work for all of those guys and great valuable tape. But no, this is certainly not a case of trying to set Shedeur Sanders up to fail. Right now, he is the 4th-string quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. This is an opportunity. This is a great opportunity. Not a lot of 5th-round quarterbacks would get this opportunity with the twos, and he's getting it. Now, we can debate whether or not he should have been a 5th-rounder. That's, at this point, it's moot. He was.
Welcome in, Jon Macri from Pro Football Focus, co-host the PFF Fantasy Football Show. And John, in Cleveland, there is a very large and vocal fan base for Shedeur Sanders. I get it, but it doesn't make sense. That's perfectly stated. He's not playing with the ones. So the fact that he doesn't have first-team reps doesn't matter. You want him on the field with guys he's been repping with. He's going to get that.
Absolutely, right? Like that, it's such a big part of the game, especially playing your first ever preseason game in the NFL, right? You want to have chemistry with the guys that you've been practicing with, and that's going to translate to the field better than, not knowing the speed or the route running of some of the other players that he could potentially be playing with. So absolutely, it makes sense that he's going to go out there with the guys that he's been practicing with, especially with Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel banged up, right? He doesn't have to, worry about looking over his shoulder for them, at least not tonight, right? So he can kind of go in there and hopefully feel comfortable. We'll see how things go, but it's going to be a really interesting first game either way. I think a lot of eyes are going to be on this one, but hopefully Sanders looks good enough to put some of the concerns to rest, right?
The other thing that's kind of interesting is, and I said this throughout the draft process with him, the things that I think he excels at and is good at, you can't measure. So I expect him to go out and, the lights are on, the fans are there, the stadium's going to have people yelling and screaming against him. I think he's going to go out and I think he's going to play pretty well. The thing that we have to see, does he get the ball out? You can't have the pre-snap penalties, you can't have delay of game penalties, you can't be burning timeouts because you got to get the play in.
Yeah, 100%, right? Like so much of the quarterback position is mental, right? And that is a big part for any quarterback coming in, especially a rookie quarterback in the NFL. Time to throw is one that we see be a massive contributing factor to success, avoiding sacks, things like that. So for Shedeur Sanders, just like any other rookie quarterback, those are the things that you want to see him check those boxes for you, especially knowing the kind of pressure that he's probably under to outperform his draft capital, right, as a 5th-round pick to show that, people were wrong about him, right? So he's got to come in here with an extra chip on his shoulder, but also not lose sight of that kind of mental game and make any of those kinds of mistakes, like you said. So big game here tonight. I know it's just a preseason game, right? It's preseason week 1. You don't want to blow it out of proportion, but it's the first time that he's going to be playing here in the NFL, whether it's preseason or not. So a lot of eyes on him for sure.
And you know what? The other thing I want to see, I want him to play into the third quarter. I want to see if they make some adjustments. All right, this is what we're seeing that Carolina's defense is doing. And it's not like it's going to be some grandiose thing, but tweak what you're doing to what you've seen the defense. So I think he plays into the third quarter, maybe half of the third quarter.
It probably makes sense, right? Because I think, is Tyler Huntley playing tonight?
Yeah.
I'm not
yeah,
100% sure.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of the other name, right? But I mean, look, this is the guy you want to see get the most amount of reps right now, just based on who's available to you. So I'm with you. I think that's definitely a good way to kind of look at it, is giving him opportunity here to reset between halves and see what he can do in the second half. I really like that approach, and hopefully Kevin Stefanski and company are of the same mind here, so we can get as much of Sanders as we can get.